welcome to my playthrough of Diablo 2's Season 2. Look at Amazon stood upon a pit of flame. I like Act 4. Act 4 is like this sweet, quick treat at the end of all the other acts, and then you get Act 5 after, just as like extend that treat out. But it's probably the quickest. It's only got 3 waypoints, and it can be an increase in difficulty, but it can also be where your build starts really showing off. And I don't know, it's just got a cool setting, very, very metal in its sort of theming and aesthetics. And I don't know, I just like Act 4. What can I say? I'm that 4 apologist. Do you know what I think really helps it as well? It's got really good enemy density all throughout. So you just get some good levels. That being said, this is Act 4 normal I'm talking about. Opinions may change as we get to Hell. That's Hell difficulty, by the way, not Hell the place. We're kind of in Hell the place. The enemies in this level as well, like there's a decent variety of different enemies that I quite like and I enjoy fighting, and they've got like some fun mechanics. But it does have those, I think they're called spirits from Act 3, the little ghosty dudes that shoot lightning at you. And later on, that's just like an automatic. I'm going to reroll the enemies in this area. They nasty. I took the penetrate skill earlier, by the way, as well, because it's just an increase into your attack rating. Oh, it's pierce that I thought is the really important one. Perfectly on time to show us what I was talking about. It's doable at this moment in time, but later on, if we got this in like Nightmare, I'd just be like, goodbye. Act 4 seems like a really good place to get gems as well, even on normal. I've like got a couple here. And as I say, that is kind of key to me building up wealth this early on. Because people be wanting them P gems. They be offering medium-ish runes. Azazel. We want to kill him. I can't remember what we get for it, but we get something. I think it's a skill point. I need to get potions. Let's use these. He has a lot of health. Stabbing a demon to death. Ooh, large charm. Into the river of flame. It's very hellish, isn't it? This brings back some memories. I have to say, every time I do that and change to the old graphics, I think, wow, these are rad. But then I change back to the new graphics and I go, wow, these are rad. That is the incisive criticism you come to this channel for. So I've been thinking about a channel name change again. It's probably not a good idea. Here's, I think the smith is around here. Is it the smith? Festo, the armourer. We want to use his hammer to destroy Mephisto's soulstone, and we get the Hellforge reward, which tends to be runes and the like. So that's a good reward. But yeah, I don't know. It's currently Billy Does Criticism, but I don't always do criticism. But I do some criticism, and I'm planning to continue doing criticism, but it's not all criticism. So, I don't know. Some out loud 5:30 in the morning musings. Yes, I wake up early. Yes, sometimes I use that time to wake up early and be super productive by playing video games. What do we get from our forge? Amethyst, topaz, diamond, and an ort. I think we need an ort. Biggest ones I need are shell, full, ort, am. Is that right? I can't remember. There's a list online somewhere. Get our reward. A new skill point. I think I want to keep on pumping Charge Strike because it's a very powerful ability. Yeah, see, like, this is our diamond and emerald haul. I'm trying to save a decent amount of chip gems because we can use those to transmute runes, low runes, into medium-ish runes. But we also do want to cube up anything larger into perfect because, as I say, we want to sell them. Our first lightning immune. We can just dodge him or actually use something that doesn't do lightning damage. I think we can probably do the non-lightning damage route, to be honest. One, again, I think this is the whole reason I like Act 4 is the Chaos Sanctuary. It just has really good enemy density, like enough complications where you kind of have to dip in and out of combat. You have to go home a few times. It just feels like a good end level, especially with like all of the seals. Seal 1. Seal 2. Boss 1. Seal 3. Boss 2. Last 2 seals. And the last boss. That felt like that could have gone horribly. I think I prefer the plus life and the cold resist over the poison resist. Diablo. Not going to be too hard. That attack does hurt though. Diablo done. I brought a couple too many potions for this. These gloves are just a pure upgrade. 24% lightning resist is really nice, and the 20 NMF is nice. Oh. This is what you get when you wake up early. I think I prefer the dual resist on this belt, actually. Even if it takes less potions. It takes a lot less potions. Oh god. I'll have this back, please. Stocking up on them potions, ready for Act 5, because they cost too much to start with. And there we go. One final act, and then we get the joy of doing it all over 2 more times. So I think we're at oh, that reminds me, we are at level 24. Welcome to Act 5, by the way. It's a nice little barbarian village. I think we're too low a level to get decent experience here, but we do want to hit 25 as we sort of go through. So I think we should get that fairly quickly. If I just stab a few dudes. I might go back to hell. Just to get that last bit of a level. And that's level 25. Yeah, when you get to Act 5, you want to be level 25 to actually start getting experiences, because if you go to an area that's too high a level for you, you actually suffer a negative to experiences. Negative to experience gain, that is. I always find I have to help the barbarians. There is literally no benefit to it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, literally no benefit whatsoever. Apart from that good feeling in the pit of my stomach. I say this every single time I get to Act 5, but the music in this act is incredible. I need to have a look at the actual history behind it, because the rest of the soundtrack is good. Yeah, the last soundtrack is really good. I've actually listened to it in my spare time a couple of times now. But Act 5 just does something different. I don't know if it's more orchestral or what, but it's just damn good game music. This is our very first teleport. It's nice to have on your change because you can actually use it as a bit of a get out of dodge move. Or you can use it to not walk around things, which is what I tend to do. The Staff of Laziness. Do you need to walk around something? Is this a super long journey? Please buy our Staff of Laziness. You can just teleport through it. Warning, only comes with 33 charges. It costs 10,000 gold per charge to recharge it. It might be 1,000. Warning, we don't know what should be in our small print. Shrank has been shanked. This sort of section here I kind of like just to run through until I find a group of buildings, because groups of buildings are where barbarians are kept, and barbarians are kept right. And barbarians we want to save, because barbarians equal socket quest? Question mark? Now this is my only thing I'm critical of this act, really. You know, we're here, music slapping, at a good level for where we're at, and then you go into the crystalline passage, and it's just icy caves now for about half the act or so. And don't get me wrong, I like an icy cavern, but it's a lot of icy caverns.
Good evening.
Oh, this is the problem with teleport. You sometimes put yourself in some spicy situations. To the frozen river. Really, really important that we find Anya in here. This quest gives us plus stats to resistance, plus 10 to all res. And it's available on each difficulty, so that's plus 30 res straight away. Oh, I did just level up, by the way. I've just put in a point into the last of our one skill wonders, evade, because it's just good. We can then get decoy into Valkyrie, but I'm going to be getting a peace rune word, I think it is, with the proc for a free Valkyrie. And that's going to do us until we need to respec later on. So this build will carry us to hell, I think. I'm just maxing charge strike at the moment because it's one of our most powerful abilities, and it also affects our other most powerful ability. So when I can get that, I'll start splitting between the two. But for now, just everything in charge strike. Hi Anya, you seem to be trapped. How are we going to get you out? Fire spell? No, a potion.
Good afternoon.
There you go. Let's get this turned in.
Thank you. Neelathak told.
That's better. And we got our scroll. So we're quite low resistances actually, which is going to be a pain going to Nightmare, but we're a bit higher now. Back into icy caves. More ice caves. Don't worry, we'll get to come up for air in a second. Ah, fresh air. And back into the caves. I'm moaning, but I like the caves. Do I want the waypoint or should I risk it? Basically, I can go and get the waypoint, which is easy to run back to the Ariat summit. Actually, I'll drop a TP here. That way, if I die, I can get my body back quickly without having to trek for, what's it called. But I think this should be fine. This build is strong at this stage and kind of remains it. I remember doing this on an assassin recently, and it was not that quick. And on to the final area, which I do think is a rad design. It's so funny, in this, it's a typical thing, in this view, this view here, I'm like, this is what this always looked like. But I can disprove my memory by just with a hit of a button nowadays. And it's not exactly what it looks like. I'll tell you what, I like both. The only thing I like about the new style is the frame smoothing. I assume it's frame smoothing, there isn't actually extra frames. But especially when you press W a lot. That's better than I thought it was, actually. I thought there was some delay input. Talthal, no, Talort Ral. That's enough for an Ancient's Pledge. Ralort Tal. I think I'm going to make an Ancient's Pledge because I want a Spirit Shield anyway, but an Ancient's Pledge I can do that now, and I've got a 3-socketed shield, so let me just look at the recipe again. Ral Ort Tal. Ral Ort Tal. Ancient's Pledge. 50% to all resists. I mean, yes please. That looks better now. Yeah, as I say, I want Spirit in the end, but I think I need to build up my baseline resist and everything else first before getting Spirit. So I'll take the Ancient's Pledge to do that in the short term, and then we can come back round to the Spirit Runeward. I have to say, even the only good thing on Spirit really is whatever resists it ends up having, because I think it has some, but then the +2 to all skills, which we can actually like benefit from doing that elsewhere first. So, I don't know. Maybe there's another better item there. Maybe the Ancient's Pledge. Into the Throne of Destruction, where we get a bit of like a boss rush, and then get to fight Bale. I always call him Baal because that's what our friends called him, and none of us obviously ever watched a single cutscene in the game. But the cutscenes clearly say Bale, so, you know. I'm working on myself, I'm improving, I'm becoming a better person. I'm still diligently cubing these and keeping all the small chipped ones, as I said earlier. But we're getting there, we've got one perfect, and we've got a few flawless as well. So we're building up a bit of a stockpile. A couple of runs through this game playing like this, honestly, you'll end up with a decent chunk of them. So we'll use that as a catapult. But yeah, this is a throne room. The biggest thing I noticed about this, it's a pain in the butt, is if you go sort of beyond here, you get a slow effect on you, which when you're a melee character and your DPS is based on hitting lots and quickly, it's not good. But we do kind of need to move up in this direction because we don't have any good range against the first two waves. We've got okay single target range. We've got the spear, but like throwing that into a group is just going to do nothing. Honestly, I think this wave is going to be our hardest one. This or the last. Because there's usually frozen enemies as well. Look how slow you go. But I want to try and kill the Unravelers, and then we can sort of take our time with the Skellies. But the rest you can lure up this way. More easily anyway. Get them in like a position like this where they can only attack you sort of one or two at a time. Stop tanking. But these pillars make a nice sort of funneling zone. You can also get surrounded here. But that's no problem. Now, I'm unsure whether this is going to be a pain in the arse or doable. It looks doable based on that damage I've just done. Want to attack, is it Lister? Yeah, Lister. Oh, God. Yeah, we want to leave Lister to the end because he hits like a truck. Sort of lure them out a little bit away from the body. Lister should be fine just by himself.
I can't carry anymore.
But I do... Don't know if this is enough potions to do this. Probably not. Let's go. Yeah, we'll be fine. And this does us on our journey through normal. We've got some bits and bobs.
My work here is truly done.
I'll take whatever you've got. I don't think any of this is anything any good, but money's still useful. I love the way Tyrael drops down from the sky with barely any sort of movement. I think because I think in the older graphics it just looks like an old game, but when he does it in his newer graphics, it just looks like someone being lowered by wires onto a stage or something. It doesn't look like impressive particularly. Because I'm not going to play for a second, let's get this inventory clear and finish up the act after. Come join me and have a look at what I think it's my first unique. Not been particularly lucky on uniques on this character. Humongous axe. Humongous giant axe. That's a nice crushing blow. It's high strength though. It's worth a low rune or some gems apparently.
Good afternoon.
I don't care enough. We also got this green staff as well. Arcanas. That's level 15, and I probably will level up a sorceress at some point in the near future. So I might keep that. Nice leveling tool. The amount of things that I keep going, oh, that'd be nice for another character, and never get around to using is pretty high. Pretty high. There we go. That is normal completed. I'm pretty happy with that, even though I've got to do it 3 more times. No, 2 more times on this character. But, I mean, I've done normal basically across 24 hours. It doesn't take too long. Do you see my actual favourite thing about this? Look at him, look at Kane. He looks very goofy. So that's the end of normal. Join me in my next video where we'll be playing through Nightmare. If you've enjoyed the video, like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that stuff. My name's been Billy. Peace.